In this video, I'll show you how to edit a B2 essay and up-level it to a C1 level and beyond. I'm going to start by reading the original B2 essay. The advantages of owning a dog. Dogs have been popular for a long time. From small ones to large ones, people love their dogs. However, they are more than cute pets. Let us examine 3 advantages they can bring us. Firstly, in the developed world, mental health is bad. However, having a dog can be a great way to improve it. Caring for a dog can help people with depression and anxiety. A dog depends to you for food and water, and this stops you from focusing too much on your own problems. Secondly, dogs needs exercise, and this means people who own dogs get more exercise. This makes them healthy. Also, scientists talk about how being in nature, e.g. trees and good air, lowers your heart rate, which is great. Finally, there is a lot of loneliness in the modern society, especially for old people. Of course, people needs friends and family, but having a dog is also a great way for people to feel less lonely. In summary, dogs really can improve a person's life in many ways. Mental health, physical health and loneliness can all be improved by dogs. I am now going to edit each paragraph and take this B2 essay to a C1 or C2 level. Let's begin with the title, The Advantages of Owning a Dog. There is nothing wrong with that title. However, I can think of a higher level title, and I'm going to say the benefits of man's best friend. Man's best friend is an idiom in English. Any native English speaker, when they see man's best friend, they know that it is talking about a dog. So let's take a look at this paragraph. Dogs have been popular for a long time. From small ones to large ones, people love their dogs. However, they are more than cute pets. Let us examine 3 advantages. That is a mistake there. That should be plural. Let us examine 3 advantages they can bring us. I'm going to start with a high level sentence. I'm going to say, since wolves crept out of the shadows to join early humans, dogs have occupied a special place in our hearts. So this is referring to how humans domesticated wolves, and that is now how we have the modern dog. There is an expression, to have a special place in someone's heart, but I've used to occupy to make it more formal, more advanced. The next sentence talks about from small ones to large ones, people love their dogs. So I'm going to say from tiny Chihuahuas to Great Danes. These are both breeds of dogs. In English, we say a breed of dog, not a race of dog, a breed of dog. So from tiny Chihuahuas to Great Danes, people adore. Adore means to love. It's more formal and more advanced. Next, I have a fantastic expression. However, there is more to our furry friends than meets the eye. This is a fantastic idiom. There is more to something or someone than meets the eye. And this means that something or someone is much more complicated than we at first thought. Now here I've used furry friends to talk about dogs. There is also alliteration, so it's a synonym, but it also has the alliteration furry friends. And for our last sentence, let us examine 3 ways they enrich our lives. Let's recap this first paragraph. The benefits of man's best friend. Since wolves crept out of the shadows to join early humans, dogs have occupied a special place in our hearts. From tiny Chihuahuas to Great Danes, people adore their dogs. However, There is more to our furry friends than meets the eye. Let us examine 3 ways they enrich our lives. Next paragraph. Firstly, in the developed world, mental health is bad. This is way too basic. I would not be using bad even in a B2 level essay. There are so many better synonyms. However, having a dog can be a great way to improve it. Caring for a dog can help people with depression and anxiety. A dog depends, it should be on you. To depend on someone or something, not to, for food and water. And this stops you from focusing too much on your own problems. So let's see how we can improve this paragraph. I'm going to keep firstly, in the developed world, and instead of saying mental health is bad, I'm going to say mental health is declining. The verb to decline in this context means to be getting worse. And it says here, however, having a dog can be a great way to improve it. I'm going to start this sentence with surprisingly. Surprisingly, dogs can improve our mental well-being. So I've used mental health, and instead of repeating it, I've said mental well-being. And I'm going to add in a subordinate clause to this sentence. Surprisingly, dogs can improve our mental health, our well-being. For example, although perhaps not to their owners. So look what I've done here. I've added in this subordinate clause, although perhaps not to their owners. So we're saying surprisingly, but not surprisingly to their owners, dogs can improve our mental well-being. By adding in this subordinate clause, I'm making the sentence structure more complex and higher than a B2 level. In fact, I highly recommend using subordination to add complexity to some of your sentences if you are trying to write in the C1 and C2 levels. Next, we have caring for a dog can help people with depression and anxiety. So I'm going to say caring for a canine. A canine is another word for a dog. It's very formal. We don't walk around talking about canines usually, but because I'm doing a formal piece of writing and I don't want to keep repeating dog, I'm using canine here. There's also a bit of alliteration with caring for a canine. Caring for a canine, and then let's have a relative clause, which requires food and water, can aid with mental health disorders such as anxiety and depression. Aid with means help with. And then we've mentioned here, this stops you from focusing too much on your own problems. Well, I'm going to just delete that full stop and I'm going to put by shifting the focus away from one's own problems. In this sentence here, one is a very formal pronoun, and it means by shifting the focus away from your, but using your in a general way. So I'm talking about people in general, by shifting the focus away from one's own problems. If you're unsure about this, I highly recommend you Google one as a pronoun. Let's recap this paragraph. Firstly, in the developed world, mental health is declining. Surprisingly, although perhaps not to their owners, dogs can improve our mental well-being. Caring for a canine, which requires food and water, can aid with mental health disorders, such as anxiety and depression, by shifting the focus away from one's own problems. Shifting here means moving. Next paragraph. Secondly, dogs need exercise, and this means people who own dogs get more exercise. I'm going to keep secondly, and I'm going to add in a subordinate clause like I did earlier. Because dogs require. So I've swapped need for require, which is more formal. Exercise. Their owners must leave the house several times a day to go for walks. And then let's add an adverbial onto the end of this sentence with a comma, resulting in improved levels of physical health. Let's look at this complex sentence. We have an adverbial, secondly, and then we've got a subordinate clause. Because dogs require exercise, Their owners must leave the house several times a day to go for walks. And then we've got an adverbial resulting in improved levels of physical health. And if you want to pause this video right now and compare that to those sentences, how I have put them together into one complex higher level sentence. Next we have also scientists talk about how being in nature, e.g. trees and good air, well firstly it should be fresh air. We do not say good air in English, it's fresh air. Lowers your heart rate, which is great. I've noticed the use of great overused. There are lots of synonyms for great, tremendous, fantastic, wonderful. So I'm going to have, instead of also, in addition, comma, scientific studies. Instead of saying scientists talk about, scientific studies demonstrate that being in nature leads to, and then look at this, lowers your heart rate, which is great. Let's take it super formal. Increased levels of cardiovascular health. Cardiovascular health means your heart. Finally, there is a lot of loneliness in modern society, especially for old people. Of course, people need friends and family, but having a dog is also a great way for people to feel less lonely. Great, there's that overused adjective again. I'm going to keep finally, loneliness in modern societies. I'm going to say is on the rise. To be on the rise means that a phenomena is increasing. It is on the rise. Sadly, in many countries, homelessness is on the rise. That means there are more and more homeless people. I'm going to start the next sentence with a subordinate clause. Although no one can deny that humans require friends and family to thrive. This is a great verb, to thrive. It means to be really successful and healthy and to do really well. For example, if you have a houseplant, you will need to put it in a certain position in your home for it to thrive, for it to grow and to do really well. So that's our subordinate clause. We need a comma. A dog can provide companionship and decrease feelings. Now, I don't want to repeat loneliness again, so I'm going to say feelings of social isolation. Now we have our final paragraph. In summary, dogs really can improve a person's life in many ways. Mental health, physical health, and loneliness can all be improved by dogs. The issue we have here is we have the repetition of dogs, and it seems quite basic. I'm going to keep in summary, comma, and I'm going to use this expression. It is clear that. That means it is obvious that. And let's now reference the title, Man's Best Friend. It is clear that man's best friend, and then it says in the B2 version, can improve a person's life. Let's use can enhance. To enhance is a higher level verb and it means to improve. Can enhance one's life in several ways by not only improving mental and physical health, but also decreasing loneliness. And I've used this expression in several of my videos, not only, but also. Look that up. It is a fantastic sentence structure to use. Not only, but also. Now, I'm going to add an extra sentence here. However, let us not forget that our four-legged friends, here it means dogs. I suppose that could mean cats as well, but in this essay, I'm talking about dogs. However, let us not forget that our four-legged friends have their own needs, relative clause, which should not be neglected. I am now going to do one final edit of this essay. However, before we begin, this essay is available to download as a PDF file with all my other advanced essays. Check out the link in the description box. If it's not there today, it is definitely coming soon. Let's do our final edit. The benefits of man's best friend. Since wolves crept out of the shadows to join early humans, dogs have occupied a special place in our hearts. From tiny chihuahuas to Great Danes, People adore their dogs. However, there is more to our furry friends than meets the eye. Let us examine 3 ways they enrich our lives. Fantastic opening paragraph. Firstly, in the developed world, mental health is declining. Surprisingly, although perhaps not to their owners, dogs can improve our mental well-being. Let me just check. Surprisingly, although perhaps not to owners, I'm going to take out there because I think it's obvious we're talking about dog owners. Dogs can improve our mental well-being. Caring for a canine, which requires food and water, can aid with mental disorders such as anxiety and depression by shifting the focus away from one's own problems. I'm going to take out by, and I'm going to have that as an adverbial, shifting the focus away from one's own problems. Secondly, because dogs require exercise, their owners must leave the house. I'm going to take out there. Owners must leave the house several times a day to go for walks, resulting in improved levels of physical health. Let's say improved levels of fitness. Fitness means physical health. In addition, scientific studies demonstrate that being in nature leads to increased levels of cardiovascular health. Finally, loneliness in modern societies is on the rise. Although no one can deny humans require friends and family to thrive, a dog can provide companionship and decrease feelings of social isolation. I have an idea. One of the benefits of having a dog is when you take your dog for a walk, you talk to other dog owners and you could become friends with them. So you go for a walk, you might talk to 3, 4, 5 people. Let's add in this sentence. Additionally, when out and about with one's dog, out and about means to be out of your house in the community. It may be possible to befriend. To befriend means to become friends with fellow dog owners. Fellow is a fantastic word. A fellow can mean a man. However, in this example, it's an adjective and it means similar to you. So if I'm a dog owner, I could meet fellow dog owners. It means that they are like me. Bit tricky to explain that, but look up fellow as an adjective. In summary, it is clear that man's best friend can enhance one's life in several ways by not only improving mental and physical health, but also decreasing loneliness. However, let us not forget that our 4-legged friends have their own needs which should not be neglected. I'm really happy with this advanced essay, and it will be part of my PDF pack. Before you go, let me tell you about my new Patreon page, which I am going to launch. And on my Patreon page, you can support the channel. You can also become a member, whereby you can send me an essay and I will correct it as part of your monthly membership. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. It would be also fantastic if you could share this video with somebody that you think would find it useful. So thank you for watching and I will see you next time.